For much more on all things TPC Toronto at Osprey Valley, our good friend Brian Decker now makes his debut on Golf Talk Canada. Brian, welcome to the show.
Adam, my man, how are you?
I am great, thank you. Thank you for taking the time, my friend. What's your excitement overall for this week?
Well, this is the best week of the year for us when we get the tour in town to get things looking prim and proper all around the property. And this year is certainly no exception. You know, got the renovated North Course ready to be put to the test by the tour players. I'm sure they're going to go low as they always do, but we've got a lot of interested eyes kind of seeing how the renovated course stacks up for a professional field this week. And, you know, it's always great to see some up and coming talent, some of the best Canadian players, some of the best players from around the world who are going to be making their way on the world stage, competing right here this week. So it's like I said, it's the best week of the year for us.
It's the energy around the property is awesome, and I can't wait to get out for the Pro-Am in about 90 minutes time. But for someone who hasn't stepped foot on this property before, how would you describe TPC Toronto at Osprey Valley?
I mean, it's a golf paradise. I'm biased, obviously, but I think it's the kind of place where once you arrive on site and you go, oh, I could spend, you know, a day or seven here playing golf, and, you know, enjoying the facilities and, you know, just kind of losing yourself in the sport. I think that's the beauty of it is we want people to feel like when they get here that they can truly immerse themselves in the game of golf. We've got the three different courses, the Heathlands in the north that are completely distinct from one another, and you can play them back to back and not feel like you're playing the same golf course twice. And you know, once we have the on-site accommodations built and ready to go for our stay and play trips next year, you know, again, I'm biased, but I think this is truly going to be one of the best golf destinations anywhere in Canada or North America.
And you mentioned the renovation of the North Course, which the players are playing this week, next year too, for the RBC Canadian Open. How extensive of a renovation was this?
Yeah, it was a full-scale renovation. Every hole in the golf course, every bunker was removed and either replaced or moved around. The green sites, everything around the greens, we you know, added short grass areas, greenside bunkers, you moved the rough around a little bit. But the North Course was originally designed to be very playable, and it still is for the average player. But when you get into championship condition this week, and we've seen this reflected back to us from some players, you realize it's built for this. It's built to be, you know, pivoted into a championship golf course. And I can't wait to see how the guys take it on this week because it's wide corridors off the tee, but it's a second shot golf course where, you know, you put yourself on the right side of the fairway and you give yourself a better angle coming in. There's rewards and benefits to be gained. And again, certainly around the greens, you know, the work that we did with architect Ian Andrew to, again, add some character around the green sites, add some you know, interesting features that built off the wonderful golf course that Doug Carrick originally designed for us. It's going to be fascinating to watch because there's a lot of intrigue. There's a lot of unique things that, you know, you might get yourself around the green in a spot that maybe leads to a more interesting chip or pitch shot than you initially thought you had after hitting an approach shot. So it's a really, really fun golf course. And like I said, you get it in championship condition this week, and it's something that could challenge some of the best up-and-coming players in the world too.
So that's the renovation of the North Course, but there was more of a renovation. You could even say the clubhouse. We've got the Two Brothers restaurant too. When someone comes and visits this property, what can they expect when they step in the clubhouse or the restaurant, that sort of thing?
Yeah, for people who've been coming here for a long time, it's a little different than the old days. You know, up until last year, we had the gravel parking lot, a very humble clubhouse, not much in the way of amenities. And, you know, I think for us, we realized that, hey, if we want to be a truly a world-class destination, not only for, you know, daily golfers, but stay and play trips, group events, you name it, we had to really build out the amenities. And Chris and our team have always had a big vision to really make this a focal point of the map in Canadian golf. So brand new 65,000 square foot clubhouse. It's a big barn, but once you get inside, you realize it's also, you know, that country quaint kind of feeling. We have the Canadian Golf Hall of Fame exhibits all through, so you can go see Canadian golf, you know, historical artifacts. You can see the hoodie that Adam Hadwin was wearing when he got tackled by the security guard on the 18th green at Oakdale, and the cork from the champagne bottle that he popped. So there's all sorts of interesting artifacts all through the clubhouse and the locker rooms. And you know, again, we want this to be a focal point, you know, standalone from the golf courses, and also something that people can come and enjoy the experience. You know, Two Brothers, the restaurant, is I call it a craft beer haven because we have all of Caledon's great craft breweries and from beyond as well. The Smash Burger I'd say is up there with, I would say, maybe the best burger in Ontario. Just again, I'm biased, but I'm putting it out there. And it's it's something that we feel went from being something that we didn't have at all to something that really adds to the property and adds to people's visits when they want to come in and check it out.
So Brian, now you've got me the craving of I'm thirsty for a craft beer, I'm hungry for a smash burger, and I can't wait to go out for this golf course. So I'm just excited for this day overall, and it's going to be a great day. Now you mentioned this being now one of the premier properties in this country, and one of the great tournaments on the PGA Tour is the RBC Canadian Open, and that's next year right here. What can you guys take from this week hosting PGA Tour Americas event that you can maybe apply next year for the RBC Canadian Open?
Yeah, it's a huge learning experience to have the tour on site this week. The build out and the scale of the tournament is like a mini PGA Tour event. We've got hospitality built around the 18th green. We've got player dining, all the stuff that goes into a PGA Tour event, but you've also got a field of 120 world-class players out there. And, you best believe we're going to have people out there mapping where shots are going and saying, okay, do we put this in the right place? And we've got officials and some of the design team from the PGA Tour on site this week as well, just to make sure that we're squeezing as much as we can out of this week as a learning experience as we look for next year. I think this is it's been 6 years since we've been hosting PGA Tour Americas, previously PGA Tour Canada, and we've always had a great working relationship with the tour to kind of learn as much as we can and kind of get everything we can out of tournament week and ultimately put forward the best test for the players and the best experience for people that come to check out the event. So there's really an unlimited opportunity of things to learn from this week. And frankly, Adam, I'm going to plant myself on the 11th hole because I want to see where guys are trying to hit it. It's a 235-yard par 3 over water, no bailout room right, runoff slope on the right. I can't wait to see where guys are going to try and put it with a 4 or 5 iron in their hands. So little things like that. We really want to see what the guys do this week and ultimately what it's going to look like in that early June next year.
Oh, it's so exciting. I can't wait to see what it's going to look like next June for the RBC Canadian Open and later this week as well for the Fortinet Cup Championship right here at TPC Toronto at Osprey Valley. Brian, thanks so much for your time today, my man. Really enjoyed it, and we'll see you very soon.
Okay, play well out there. I know you got a match with Chris on the go, so play well and hole a few putts.